Yo, what is good, YouTube? Today is going to be a little bit different type of YouTube video today. I'm going to be walking through my journey with high ticket sales. I know it's summertime now. A lot of people are graduating high school or just finished up like a few years of college, whatever the case may be for you guys. Want to kind of walk you guys through the whole business model in general to show you guys pretty much like step by step, not gonna lie, how you guys can make 10 grand over the course of the next 2 to 3 months this summer instead of having to work at McDonald's or whatever 9 to 5 job that you don't want to work at the end of the day. Okay. To give you guys a little bit more context, if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Christian Compian. A year ago, I was working at Chompy's Deli, making 16 bucks an hour ever since January till now. I've been averaging about $6,000 in high ticket sales. So without further ado, let's just kind of like hop right into it. So why high ticket sales? So in terms of high ticket sales, if you guys don't know what it is already, you're selling information for influencers across a variety of different niches. This could be a make money type of offer. This could be helping a prospect solve a certain problem that they've been facing. So this could be fitness offers, e-com offers. When I say e-com offers, I'm talking like make money online offers, digital marketing, personal branding, trading, dropshipping, TikTok, whatever you can make money with online. That's the online business model, e-com related. Commission structure and remote and demand. So in terms of commission structure, the reason why I put that there is because you will be making anywhere from about 5 to 15% on top of each sale in high ticket sales. Okay, there's really not a lot of sales positions in the world that offer that high of commission. So to be able to take that and obviously the better you get high ticket sales, the more you're gonna make. It's also remote at the end of the day, right? So you're able to work from wherever you want in the world. If you're on vacation, if you're on a trip, you can still take 2 to 3 sales calls. You can still dial for like 2 to 3 hours and still bring in like anywhere from like 100 to 500 bucks that day, only working like 2 to 4 hours. Okay. So remote and the demand, obviously. So if you guys have ever applied to, I don't know, any sort of fast food restaurant or any sort of like company, Big Five, I don't really know, whatever company you guys apply for, I'm sure there's been a time where you're applying and it feels like no hiring. It feels like they're not hiring at certain times, right? There are a lot of people who are applying to 9 to 5 jobs nowadays, and unlike this in high ticket sales, there's more people that need sales reps than there are actual sales reps. So there's never going to be a short demand for the need of sales reps. Okay, something to keep in mind. What you need to actually start. So first off, what you don't need a degree, right? You don't need a college degree to get into sales. What you do need to start, aside from like the materialistic things, consistency and determination. If you're not willing to actually put in the work consistently, if you're not actually willing to actually stay determined, even on days that it's not going your way, then this probably isn't the business model for you. Communication. What I mean by communication is like just being proactive. You obviously have to be able to communicate with prospects. You have to be able to communicate with other sales reps, with your manager, whoever you're reporting to, right? So if you're just lazy and don't want to communicate, obviously not the business model for you. Basic computer skills. So some of the softwares you're going to be using would be Zoom, Google Meet, social media, pretty much anything online related. As long as you have a basic understanding, you don't have to have a 6 year degree in computer science, but as long as you kind of understand how technology works, you should be good regarding that. Computer, good internet, and a phone. That's really all you need to start printing 5 to 6 figure months with high ticket sales. So that's going to be that. The level breakdown. So just to give you guys a little bit more context on like the commission structure, I explained it a little bit, but so that you guys could see like from the bottom to the top, in terms of commission structure. So setters, you're either going to be a phone setter or a DM setter. Okay. So phone setters and DM setters typically going to take 5%. That's kind of like the standard. It might be a few percentages more or less, but 5% is typically the standard. Okay. Starting off, I was a DM setter personally. To be honest, getting into high ticket sales, take any offer thrown your way, good or bad offer, because you need experience under your belt regardless. Okay. So any sort of experience is going to be good, whether that's good experience or there's no such thing as bad experiences. You're either learning from it or you're earning from it, right? So 5% is a phone setter or DM setter. If you don't know what a DM setter is, if you look up, if you type in trading on Instagram, for example, there's going to be a bunch of traders who pop up on Instagram. A lot of those creators have millions and millions and millions of followers on Instagram, right? They have thousands of people DMing them every single day, asking them questions, asking them like, bro, do you sell a one-on-one mentorship? Do you sell a course? Like that sort of stuff, right? They don't have time to sit down on their phone all day and scroll through and answer all those prospects, right? So that's what a DM center is. That's your responsibility to go through, nurture all those prospects, and then eventually qualify them. If they're qualified financially, you can go ahead and book them in for a closing call, okay? So that's the responsibility as a setter. Phone setter is the same thing. You're dialing prospects from a lead list. It's self-explanatory. Closer, 10%, 10 to 15% usually, but 10% is the standard. Hybrid full cycle, my personal favorite. I like saying and closing my deals is at 15%. Glitch, yeah, 10 plus fit 5 because you're going to be setting and closing, so you take 15%. Sales managers. So sales managers are usually going to be the people we're reporting to. There's usually two types of pay structures with sales manager. It's usually like a flat rate, so they make this regardless. Actually, I don't think too many sales managers do that. Typically, they do take anywhere from like 3 to 5% on top of the total revenue. So, for example, let's say the offer does $200,000 in revenue that month. Let's say it's at 5%. For the setting manager, they would be taking home 10K of that revenue, right? Because that's 5% of 200 grand. I think, right? I'm kind of bad at math, but I think it is 10 grand. Operating. So operators are going to be the people. Chances are the people who you hop on interviews with to actually get placed on an offer. Chances are they're the operator. Operators are the guys building the funnels, the VSLs, all that marketing side of stuff. So those are operators taking about 20 to 30% of the total revenue. Creators, the guys who the prospects are wanting to work one on one with, or who the prospects are just trying to learn from in general. They're going to be looking at about 45 to 55% usually. How to find opportunities. So the how to method. So basically, how to find offers, how to land an offer. You're gonna go to YouTube. You're gonna go to Instagram. You're gonna go to TikTok. There's even opportunities on X. So what was Twitter? Now it's called X. On all social media platforms, if you type in how to day trade, how to drop ship, how to start a personal brand, whatever the business model is, whatever the niche is, how to blank, a bunch of careers are gonna pop up once you hit search. Okay. Once you hit search, you can either cold DM them, or let's say you're on YouTube, for example, you'll go to their YouTube, you'll watch the video, go to their description. There should be some sort of link that it could take you to, and you'll also be able to see the VSL. Aside from the VSL, though, as long as you get to the point where you're able to like find the Instagram profile of the creator, or their TikTok profile, or their Twitter/X profile, send them a message and ask them like, oh, do you like sell a mentorship? Do you sell a one-on-one mentorship? I was trying to find it and I couldn't find it. So it makes it seem that you're just another prospect trying to work one-on-one with them, but at the end of the day, you're a sales rep and you just want them to review your message, because at the end of the day, cold DMs would be super hard, as well as when it comes to like landing on an offer. So cold DMs would be the toughest way, in my opinion, to actually get placed on an offer. Second way to find an opportunity would be to invest into a high ticket sales mentorship. That's what I did. If you guys want to know what mentorship I invested in, you guys could DM me on Instagram. I'll drop it at the end of the video. But anyways, you could fast forward your progress by investing into high ticket sales mentorship. There's a variety of high ticket sales mentorships now at the end of the day. But if you guys want to know which one I was in, you guys could DM me. The third way, one of my personal favorite, you can't really use this one until you actually have like cash collected to your name. If you have like no sort of experience in high ticket sales, you can't use this one, but your network, obviously, right? As you progress in ranks in high ticket sales, as you develop friends and friendships and that sort of stuff, your network is super important, because obviously your friends are going to be on different offers. If they might know a guy that might know a guy that might be able to put you on an offer, right? So that's just obvious common sense. One of the easiest ways to fast forward how fast to get placed on like a super good offer. So network is definitely by far one of my favorite. How do you get trained? So to be honest, like if you don't have like a girlfriend or a boyfriend, or if you don't have a friend that you're doing this with, it could be pretty hard to like train yourself as a high ticket sales rep, especially if you don't have money to actually invest into a program. So that's why I put family and friends, as in like having your friends like do mocks with you, even though it might sound cringy. Like you gotta do what you gotta do at the end of the day. You have no experience, you have no cash collected to your name. You have to build as much leverage, and how you build leverage is like actually getting good at high ticket sales, right? So if you're not actually good, you have literally no leverage to your name. Okay. So family, friends, mentorship programs, etc. I don't care if you gotta do DoorDash like 40 plus hours a week, get some sort of money to invest into a high ticket sales mentorship that can take you step by step training to get you placed on an offer. Okay. So do that, as do whatever you gotta do to get the money to invest, because if you're scared to invest, I'll also tell you high ticket sales isn't meant for you. Scared money don't make money at the end of the day. So if you can't invest into a $2,000 to $5,000 sales program, I guarantee you're not selling anyone into a $2,000 to $5,000 program on any niche. I don't really care what it is. Review calls on YouTube, one of my personal favorite as well. Especially not really being able to train as much as I would like to, but YouTube is super valuable. There's a variety of sales calls you could search on YouTube. Literally just type in setting call review or triage call review or closing call review. A bunch of content will be able to pop up. There's a bunch of good sales guys on YouTube specifically. So definitely recommend using YouTube to your advantage. So a typical average day as a sales rep, if you assuming you guys do get into high ticket sales right here, right now, going into summer, what your average day should look like in terms of cold outreach. Okay. So in case you guys didn't know, if you guys just spam a bunch of creators for like 2 to 3 hours on Instagram, Instagram will restrict you and chance maybe even ban you. I think it's restrict first. That's why you should stick with 60 cold DMs per day. So once you guys have 60 creators, literally just type in ChatGPT 100 niches to find creators. Type in those niches in the search bar on Instagram. A bunch of creators are gonna pop up. Just go from the top down to the bottom. Do 60 cold DMs per day. The reason I put 15, 15, 15, 15 to break it up evenly, because if you send them all at once within an hour or two, Instagram will restrict you and they'll probably stop you from sending out DMs. So do 15 when you wake up, 15 at lunch, 15 in the evening, and then 15 right before you go to bed at night. Um, if you do that, you're going to literally send 1,800 DMs by the end of the first month. Okay, so 30 days from now, if you do this, you're saying over 1,800 DMs, and I promise you, you're probably going to get at least 20 to 30 responses. Okay, that's more than enough to get placed on an offer. 20 to 30 is on the lower end too. Chances are you're going to get more responses than that. Okay, but it's about consistency. Um, with not much, with assuming that you're not on an offer, obviously you should be probably doing like at least one call review in the morning and night. Obviously, it's not going to be from yourself, but it's going to be someone from YouTube, probably someone on X, someone from Instagram, really whatever call review. You guys should be going over that in the morning and night. What I did personally before I got placed on a really good offer, I was writing down my script and framework every single morning that I woke up. Minimum 3 times a day is what I'd say. So minimum 3 times a day. Write it down until you memorize it, like in the back of your head. Another thing you could do is record yourself say it every time you drive to the gym, every time you drive to go get food. Just play it and listen to yourself say it word for word, so that once you do get interviewed, and let's say the operator or the manager is the guy across the screen interviewing you to see if you're good enough to be placed on their offer, you sound confident, right? You sound confident in everything that you're saying, and it sounds like fluent. It doesn't sound like you're just reading off the script word for word. Mocks, mocks, mocks. I don't care if it's with your dog. I don't care if it's with your mom. I don't care if it's with your spouse, your friend, whatever the case may be. Repetition is key. The reason why Kobe and Michael got to their level in basketball is because they just did more reps than everybody else, right? So mocks, mocks, mocks is going to be key if you want to grow as fast as you can and don't want to waste a lot of time. Basic tools. Everyone should have Google Calendar. If you don't know what Google Calendar is, just YouTube it. Zoom/Google Meets account. Get that set up. Doesn't take much. Doesn't take long at all. Script/frameworks. This you guys should get if you guys already invested into mentorship. You guys should already have some sort of script/frameworks. If you guys need a script or framework that you guys don't feel confident in, and then want to switch to another one, DM me. I could also send over my framework that I've been using. objection handling, you can find this pretty much anywhere on YouTube. And then CRM, once you get placed on an offer, you'll get connected with the CRM. So you won't need it starting off because you won't be on an offer. High ticket sales is not for you. Okay, so you want, if you want to make the same amount of money every single day, every single week, every single month, this is the business model for you. Okay, it's kind of obvious. Sales always fluctuates. Some months I make 5K, some months I make upwards to 6 to 7K. So it really just depends. You're not If you're not good at talking to people, you obviously probably shouldn't be on the phone talking to prospects every single day. It could be very draining if you're a very antisocial person. Even before I got into sales, I was kind of antisocial, but kind of got used to it. So if you're not good with talking to people, probably don't get into it. If you cannot manage your emotions, then do not get into high ticket sales. There's been days I literally only make $75, and then there's been days like yesterday, for example, I made like $900. Right. So if you can't actually just stay stagnant the whole time, don't get into this business model. If you can't work at least minimum 4 hours a day on an offer, don't even bother getting into high ticket sales. A lot of people are uncomfortable leaving their job to actually go into high ticket sales full time. There's gonna be this transitional period where you're not making any money regardless. Okay. So you just have to be okay with that. If you can actually put the time towards an offer owner is obviously going to ask you to, like, how much time do you even have to dedicate to an offer. If you don't have at least minimum 4 hours, chances are they're not going to put you on the offer. That I'm just being real to you guys. If you are selfish, so basically, if you're in it just for the money, probably don't get into high ticket sales. Not gonna lie, because sales is like a service. At the end of the day, you're doing this for somebody. You're not doing it to somebody. Okay, so it is a service. At the end of the day, you need to put other people's needs and wants above yours. The more you're able to do that, the more money you're going to make at the end of the day. So it's a win-win scenario for everybody. If you don't want it bad enough, if you don't want it more than the other sales rep that's also competing for that same spot that you are, then it's not for you at the end of the day as well. Okay. Uh, and then to finish off my Instagram, I know I've already shared it with you guys several times. You guys can follow me on Instagram, C Copy and JJ. If you guys have any questions, high ticket sales related, shoot me a text on Instagram. I know this video was a little bit longer than my usual ones. Hope you guys found some sort of value from it. I just wanted to share it with you guys personally because it took me about a year and a half of hopping from Bismol to Bismol to find the one that works for me. And if this is the one that works for you, then I'd be super happy for you guys so that you guys don't have to go through another summer wishing and hoping that you were making more money at the end of the day and not having to work a job that you guys don't want to work at the end of the day. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Hope you guys are having a blessed day, and feel free to shoot me a text with any other questions on Instagram. See you guys on the next one.